them to disobey that which I commanded. This too is one of the great deeds.
Before you go into it, what is the Hosea? I mean, where does that come from?
What Karinga did was scar wisdom of ancient Egypt. I don't like using the word Egypt, and I'm going to explain why. Ain't no such words word Egypt, but it's the scar writings of the Africans. And what he did was he compiled a lot of different papyruses of a lot of different African writings, right? And he put it together in a form where you can sit back and read it. And it's amazing how you'll find out, right? We'll get into it later, how from a lot of things taken from your Bible was taken from the African scar writings. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to Judgment Coming Forth by Dan Benite. I'm going to come to the pyramid text, the book of Ani, and I'm going to show you where they stole all the information from. My thing is, right, I don't want to use the word stole because in essence, right, all information is for everybody. The problem I have with it is that I don't have a problem using the Bible, not at all, because these African writings, right, will help you. My problem is when you take it and you regurgitate to my people and say, this is the first place that these things were written by men inspired by God. This is the only place where these things are written by God. And we are the people in control of these things that were written by the only God. The Hebrew Torah, we are God's chosen people. When you start to do that, you become a liar, a foreigner, and a faker. So I don't want to say they stole it because in essence it was for the whole planet to realize this information, right?
And one more thing, how old are the writings that he took from the African writings?
Okay, the truth of the matter is, right, the Egyptian writing didn't have vowels, right? Mm-hmm. You can take it back at least 5,000 BC, right? But then you got the African writings, which predate the Egyptian writings, right? They had the vowels and they had like 23 characters in the letters, you know what I'm saying, that they haven't even deciphered yet.
Wow.
And we'll discuss the term Egyptian and what it meant. Right? We'll really get into that. But back to the original question, I think we was talking about, do I believe in God, right? Mm-hmm. But the point is, am I atheist, right? So wait a minute, I won't get to this point. The point was that in the African writings, right, clearly states, right, that he said, I didn't command them to do evil. You know what I'm saying? He said they did it on their own, out of their own mindset. But in the Bible it said God said he created evil. So in essence, the deity here, right, was stating that the evil that's here was created by the men on the planet, the men and the women on the planet. I didn't create that. Now, I'm not saying that I believe for 1 minute that either a God popped out of the sky and wrote that, or even a God popped out of the sky and Africa wrote that. I'm saying it was the mindset of the people that wrote this information. So the mindset of the people here was like, whatever created everything, or the causation of things that caused things to come into being, had no evil tendency about it, right? Or the whole thing was balanced in such a way where it was just pure balancement. But by the time you come here, it shows you how the white man think. Real clear. So right here, we was talking about etymology of the word God. And I just want to make it clear that God is not an African word. It's not an African concept. It's a European mindset. So when you say I believe in God, you're saying in essence, as detailed in this book, in essence you're saying I believe in cultures other than myself. That's all you're really saying. Get that point. So by the time you come here, right, it's talking about theos. It said theism, right? So you ask me about atheists, right? So you come into theos or theism from the Greek word theos, meaning God. The word theos is the word found in the New Testament for God. It's a Greek word. So when you ask me am I atheos, anti-God or anti-theos, but of course I'm anti-theos. Of course I be all black people in their right minds supposed to be anti-God or anti-theos, because it was the Greeks that came in and destroyed African culture and African way of life. And I know I took a long way to answer that question the other day. Of course I'm an atheist. Of course I'm anti-European culture for the word God. Of course I'm anti-Greek culture because they come in line stealing and conquering. Of course I'm all anti anything that makes me throw away my customs, my traditions, my institutions, and my language. But of course I'm against all that. So when you ask me am I anti-God or atheist, I'm against all things that destroy African way of life.
Another classic question for you.
Oh, classic questions.
What do you believe in?
What I believe in, belief infers doubt. Because if I was to ask you, are you a homosexual? If you're not going to say, well, I believe I'm not. You say, no, not no, but hell no. Understanding that belief is always shrouded in ignorance and fear. It's like that song that, what's his name sung? Superstition,
Steve Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. He said, when you believe in things you don't understand, superstition's on the way. You know what I'm saying? So you're not supposed to believe in nothing. If you have a belief in something, you're supposed to take it from that stage of belief to the point of knowing. And if you can't take it to that stage from belief to knowing, then it's a superstition. So they got us running around with superstitions. So the thing is, what do I know? I tell you this. I'm not sitting here saying that I am nowhere near intelligent enough to say exactly what it is that continues to bring things into being. But I'll say this much. I'm not stupid enough to fall for what they gave us. That's for sure. Nobody was there. Nobody knows. Right? I'm not accepting that. See, this is how they do it. They limit you like this. They say, the Africans say the causation, the things that cause things, that cause things, that cause things, that cause things. To make things cause. The seed and the seed and the seed and the seed and the seed. Meaning they never give you a starting point to it. What the Europeans do is, they give you a clear starting point. They say, in the beginning, and we know in the beginning who did it. But you ask them, who was there writing that in the beginning? They never can tell you that. Was it a stage where the person before he stepped up and looked at the beginning? Did he develop writing first? Was that there? Right? They never give you that information. So what they do is they tell you in the beginning that they know who it is, what it is, how he did it, and then they want to tell you how it worked. In essence, with the European, Hebrew, Christian, Muslim, Juju, they say we know exactly what it is that caused things to come into effect. We have it, and it's contained in our little teeny 66 books, or our little Quran. We have it, and that's it. And anything outside of that, you're a pagan. And if you don't listen to it, we're going to beat you in the head with it like they did in slavery, because when they was putting you on them ships, right, they was saying prayer. They teach them slave castles in Ghana, right? The churches, ain't they? That's crazy. The slave castles underneath them is the dungeons and stuff on top is the church, white church, right? They take you in there and they reading the Bible to you as they put you on them ships. So in essence, your DNA memory always looks at this as the thing that killed you, because that's what was happening to you before you was placed on the ships. They was reading the Bible. So my point being is, who in the hell would know what it is? I'm saying, I don't know what it is. And Africans never fought over that point. They never fought wars over that point. They might have discrepancies over this, that, and other, but they fight over something that can't nobody figure out anyway. How are you going to figure out the unfigurable? Right? The thing you're trying to figure out, the essence of it is yourself. Hotep, look at you laughing. It's your wife.
I try to be quiet.
Try to be quiet.
Okay, speaking, just a break while you call a break. Speaking of the slave ships, you made a point earlier that when they brought us over here, that we weren't Christians, but a lot of us were Muslims.
Right.
Does that mean that Islam is better than Christianity?
No, that means that they got to us first. That means in 800 years, as detailed by Dr. John Henry Clark, right? A great classic Messiah, a great Messiah, right there, right? He said, right, that Islam came with the flag and crescent, star and crescent, right, enslaving the Africans. So they enslaved us first. As a matter of fact, the Muslims, they got slavery down to a science, really. I mean, they showed, like, they knew how many inches of chains, right, that needed be in between the feet so they could walk, right. They actually carried us across the Sahara, right, all the way back over into Iraq. So in actuality, by the time you get to Timbuktu, right, that was really a staging area, right, for slaves. You know what I'm saying? So they enslaved us first, raping, murdering our women,